Suppose I've got this show on the road really, haven't I? Oh well. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah, hello, hello, hello. Allow me to suck my butt. Welcome, willkommen. Hello, hello, hello. And we have Andrew. Yeah, put my teeth in. In first, we have Andrew today. Greetings, sir. Hope all is well with you and the lovely fish lady. And we have the mad mower, Tampa Tom. How you doing, my friend? Hope all is good with you and that you're neither mad nor mowing. Good day, Marco. Marquis Mark. Baron of Barramundi. Yeater of Yabbies. Dealer of Drop Bears. So, hope everyone is wonderful and fandabby dozy today. I'm good. First time in a while, but yes, I'm back to being kind of healthy again. So, yay! The various doses of man flu have buggered off, at least momentarily anyway. Still a bit claggy, but Yella's here as well. He's not late, we are. I did. Yep, all the stuff that needed selling got sold today. So hence the rather ostentatious thumbnail. I was kind of thinking, you see them pictures of the rappers with all their cash, so I thought I'd do mine as a fish keeper. But yeah, so it was a trip to the LFS with a large order. So it's 50 common bristle noses, 30 super red bristle noses, 20 Pelvicachromis subocellatus, 50 cherry shrimp, 50 pink ram's horns, and 50 blue ram's horns that have all gone, which means we came out of there best part of £300. So yes, we have a little bit of space. I've got another LFS I will call next week about Limia, see if they take some of those. Yes, don't forget the OnlyFins. Thank you very much, Ella. But yes, so that's what I did most of this morning. Oh dear, this weird Qatari stuff now, and hay fever kicking in, and yeah, I'm going to be a bit snuffly, but we can deal with that. And here we go. There's all the emojis, and I've still not got around to doing the burpee one yet. I'll get there at some point. At least this week I did remember to do a video and upload it and everything. First time in a while. And I did record another couple of videos as well. One which might come in useful for some people. It's on a bunch of various accessories for GoPro action type cams. So I got one of those boxes of various bits and pieces, and I got a light as well, which I wasn't actually aware they did, but they do make lights for GoPros. So it's basically it's also waterproof, so it's just a rechargeable LED light. It seems fairly effective. That was what the last video I filmed was this week, which is me taking a wander down a haunted bridle path in the middle of the night, or in the pitch black, just to see how good the light was, along by the river as well. So yeah, we'll see how that turned out. So yeah, the accessories one will be this week video, and then the week after will probably be the wandering down by the river. And thank you very much, Mark, for the gift of 10 memberships. We've got Tommy and Quirky and Adele and Mufti and Barbara and Sherry and Gina and Clark and Lady Metalhead and Scotty Aquati and New Local Austin is it. Greetings, sir. How are you, my friend? Been a while, but I hope all is well with thou and Al Wet Socks, otherwise known as Mr. Moist Toes. How are you, sir? Hope all is well. Yes, a lot of deserving people got memberships. Not a whole bunch of members either. Yes, I can't resist the member joke. So yeah, so we're sorted for content for a couple of weeks at least. The weather, obviously, with the clocks having changed now in the UK, you might be able to see it's a bit brighter. That's because I've actually got the back curtain open and got sunlight coming in. He's the mad blower. Oh dear, he's sorting out the leaves now. And yes, thank you very much, Mark. Always appreciate when someone, yeah, when someone does something wonderful like that. Cheers, you flaming galah. Sorry. That's about all I can do in a roughly Australian accent. So Tom's finished the mowing, now he's doing the blowing. That sounds like a video I once saw. Yeah, we won't go into that video. Not live on YouTube anyway. That's more of an OnlyFans kind of thing. Anyway, yes, so hopefully next week we might be able to shift some Limia because I've got well over 100 of those now, so we don't need that many. And if we can shift some more on, the better. Unfortunately, I won't get money from that place. I'll get livestock credit, which I can be sneaky. They might have a fish that I actually want. They might have a female lemon blue-eyed bristlenose. They might have a pair of longfin snow white bristlenoses. Or probably I won't have anything I like now. I'll just grab a whole bunch of whatever cheap cherry shrimp they've got to the same value as the livestock credit and just add them to the shrimp colony, get the numbers back up, and then next time I take some to swallow, sell them those ones. Ricky, how you doing, sir? Always good. Hi guys. Sorry, that's an old friend of mine from modelling days, scale modelling days. He used to have a YouTube channel, and literally every one of his videos was, "Hi guys." That's just his voice and the way he spoke and the way he was. I'm not saying it's a bad way to start a video. It was just a bit of a joke. Well, it became one. So I'm sure he carried it on just to keep the joke going. Yes, we have lightning bolts are rocking on. Always rock on. I used to make scale models, Ricky. No one paid me to be in front of a camera, trust me. Yeah. Maybe a Mankini model, but that's about it. Yeah. I made plastic tanks, planes, boats, cars, figures, all sorts. House is still full of them. Sarah, how you doing, me dearie? yes, as I say, definitely no one's going to employ me to be a model, not even a hand model. I couldn't even do hand modelling because the state of my bloody fingers. Not one of them straight, and they're covered in scars. And Steph's here as well. Hello, my dear. How are you? And Quirky, how you doing? Hope everyone is well and dandy and finalicious. Oh my God, that's bad. If I didn't say anything slightly squiffy, then it wouldn't be me, would it? Bad jokes. That's kind of my thing. Bad jokes and cringiness. Ooh, pardon me. So yeah, I think that's about the only fish I actually after at the moment. Doing good, having a hangover breakfast without the hangover. Forgot to eat when I woke up. Eek. Yeah. Well, I'll be having something to eat later because I just realised that all I ate today was one very small chocolate mousse. So yeah, I'm going to be a bit hungry in a bit. My body hasn't realised it's hungry yet. That's all it is. But hey, it's not like not like skipping a meal is going to kill me, is it? It's not like I'm going to disappear. Oh, and old T-shirt from the time I used to go fishing. The evolution of man into a fisherman. Hello, Angelique. How are you? Is it Angelique or Angelique? O-N or A-N? I like to get these things correct, especially when people's names are concerned. Howdy, Griff. How you doing? Hope all is well your end. Because that is a... I know you said you were in the Netherlands, but that doesn't sound like a Dutch name to me. That sounds either French or Belgian. Nope. Yeah, I heard your puppy all last night, Yella. Yeah, just out there running around in the garden, yapping away. But no, good to know you got a new puppy to fuss and cuddle and love. Oh, now Ricky's off to feed the sugar gliders. And Holly's here as well. Cool, dear. All these people coming in too quick for me to keep track of. If I get any more popular, I'm going to have to start putting slow mode on or learn to read faster, one or the other. Perhaps that's why people have other people up on the panel and they don't smoke and drink and try and do everything all at once. Manage to keep up with things. Really from Germany, living in the Netherlands. I have nothing against Germans or swamp Germans. Sorry. If anyone's unfamiliar, a bit of a slur for the Dutch is to call them a swamp German. Now, I say that with love in my heart. I don't mean it offensively. It's the same way as when I make jokes about the French. But at least with the French, we've been at war with them for a lot of our history. Don't mention the war. I may have mentioned it once, but I got away with it. Have we heard that Jeremy Clarkson is the sexiest man in Britain? Yes. I think that vote was... Should we say it's because a lot of people have had enough of all the cancel culture? And that's because you've not got your mankini on yet, Andrew. Once you get that mankini on delivering the donuts, then you'll win it. If you weren't in Andrew's stream last night, his laptop crashed or died or something went wrong, and he had to reboot, and yeah, there was some minor joking about him delivering donuts to all the viewers wearing a mankini. Hated 2 passports. Well, I've not even got 1 passport, Angelique, so don't worry about it. I used to, and then it went out, ran out, and I just never got it. £200 or a 200 kilo. £200 I could deal with. 200 kilo. Oh no, that's a bit much even for me. Yeah. I mean, there are places that I would like to visit, and now I would need a passport. Yay, Brexit. But when it comes to it, if I've got the money and the time, etc., to be able to do it, then yeah, then I'll get a passport. But I have no plans of going anywhere exotic. Nowhere as exotic as Holland or Germany or Poland. Preferably in the spring or autumn, not the summer. I don't do heat. Plenty of places I would like to visit. Lots of places I'd like to take videos. One place, well, part of me wants to visit an old concentration camp and tour it and experience it. And part of me wants to do a video, but I think it would be very disrespectful to actually do it. Why do they bury Germans face down? They have a big mouth that saves dirt. Yes, the old joke about Germans not having a sense of humour. Germans have very good sense of humours. They have to. I know some very funny Germans. Springtime in Warsaw is nice, or Amsterdam with all the tulips out. Holland in general, Netherlands. Hello, Sherry. How are you, my dear? Don't know how many times I walked in and out of Mexico, but now you have to get a passport to visit and buy cheap booze and prescription drugs, allegedly. This is it. I mean, it's one of those things I've always thought about, especially landlocked countries or countries with landlocked borders. Now, it's not like a constant road all the way across and there's guards every 10 yards or whatever, 10 meters. Let's get out of Imperial. There are areas where there aren't roads that you can just walk and no one's going to stop you. Obviously, living on an island is a bit different. Visited Auschwitz, very sobering. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I'd like to do it, but I don't think I'd enjoy it. As you say, very sobering. And me being me, I'm going to feel the atmos and all the people that are still there. So whether I could actually do it or not, whether I'd get there and it'd get too much for me. As I said, I wouldn't enjoy it. It wouldn't be fun times. And I think what I would want to, make a video, but I wouldn't make a video in the concentration camp. It would be outside the gates. It would be here I am at Auschwitz. Here's the sign, and I'm going to go through blah blah blah, go through history, what happened, as I do with my historical kind of videos, and do my visit and my tour, and then come out and either film it outside, or if I need to recover a bit, which is probably quite likely, um, film an after of what happened while I was there. But I wouldn't want to film in the place. It would just seem disrespectful to me. There's enough videos if people want to see around it. There's enough pictures, guided tours, whatever. And you're using making some nice pics of ducks and swans by the castle. Nice and quiet, and there are woods and water. Sounds lovely. And a wonderful place to spend an afternoon or a day. And Sarah's daughter went to visit Hiroshima at 15 and really got to her. Yeah, you feel the weight of the history, as even if you don't experience anything paranormal, as it were, just the weight of the history and what happened there. And I've felt it enough visiting old churches and things like that, let alone it's like somewhere millions or hundreds of thousands of people died or were put to death. Yeah, I have no idea how I would react. I'm guessing not good. Yeah, so it's the same with me. It's not a macabre thing that I want to be around. Like, I'm not a bloody influencer. I'm not going to put that spin on it. Come here, look at me in my Gucci. No, it'd be here I am. Here's the basic history of what happened here. Then it'd be an after of this is what I experienced, felt, blah blah blah. Yes, yeah. As Cora says, we're not going to provide meaningful context or new insights. I'll leave the filming of historical sites to the experts who can. Yes. Unfortunately, a lot of the historical sites I visit and film about, people haven't filmed or made videos of, or they're kind of similar level to me on YouTube, views and subs wise. Mufti, otherwise known as Johnny No Shoes, or just John. How you doing, my friend? Hope all is well with you. Yeah, so it's this year. I think Mary and I will be starting to visit some more historical places. Is my last name German? Hansel. It's certainly of Germanic descent. I wouldn't be able to say whether it is German. It depends how far back it goes, because it might be pre-Germany existing. It's definitely that part of the world. It'd be an interesting one to look into. It comes from the, you got Hansel and Gretel in the Grimm fairy tales, so it's obviously a very old name. Be an interesting one. Anything new going on in the tanks? Not a huge amount, Cherry. Normal breedy, selly. The black water tank is very black and acidic. And the Nanakara and Nomala are doing the breedy, look at me dances. So fingers crossed there, we might get some baby Nanakara. Pamela, how are you, my dear? Always good to see you, such a lovely lady. Hansel with no sister Gretel. Well, yeah. I mean, that's a name you don't want, isn't it? Gretel Hansel. Oh, yeah. Coffee, Pam. Coffee. Definite coffee. Oh, Sarah's new stem plants are melting. Well, hopefully they come back. Stem plants usually recover these things fairly rapidly. These two sites will tell you about your last name. There we go. Genianet.org and forebears.io surnames. Howdy Aqua Garden Zen, cooking breakfast. Don't make me hungry. Can you imagine being born and getting a copyright strike? Given some people are naming their children these days, it's probably going to happen fairly soon. Was it Beyonce or J-Lo? I think it might have been Beyonce. I forget. One of those singists, those super rich singists, named their daughter something a bit silly and then tried to sue a restaurant or a small business or something because they had the same name, but the business has been around for a lot longer than the baby has. So yeah, they lost that court case. Don't take candy from strangers. Always a good idea. Unless you're an adult, then do it, because you might get lucky and it might have some drugs in it. I love that. Every year at Halloween, they're like, be careful what sweets you take, because someone might have put drugs in them. No, people are not going to waste their drugs on a bit of a giggle that may be getting your kids high. They're going to use them on themselves. Hubby bought me the most incredible pastry this morning, some kind of pecan perfection. Well, there you go. That'll get you started. And well done, Mr. Nona, for bringing the pecan plat. Probably, I'm guessing. It did well. Angelique's going to make some coffee. Grab your coffee. I do energy drink because it's easier, and I don't do hot. Certainly not when it's above freezing and I've not been outside for hours anyway. But yeah, I think Dr. Marijuana Pepsi Van Dyke has our naming rights covered. Yes. Yeah, there's a trying to sue someone for a name. It's just daft. Be like if the people who've got the rights to the Beatles music now tried to sue London Council, whichever borough it is, for Abbey Road. No, the album is named after the street. How have I found the sign change? I just woke up an hour later this morning is all. To be fair, it doesn't normally affect me. Because I tend to have weird sleeping habits anyway, so an hour here or there makes no difference. Plus, I had a nap this afternoon as well. So. The hardest one I found, or was before the time change, was last week when I had to go into work for a meeting at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sunday, my day off. Yes, I fell asleep in the meeting. And then tomorrow, for some reason, bizarre reason, I've been put on 10 till 4 shift. So that means I've got to be alive and awake and ready to work at 10 o'clock in the morning, and that's not going to be good. Hopefully delivery has turned up and I can just hide up out the back and sort delivery rather than have to deal with GQ public. And yeah, can't beat a good nap. Don't mess with my eating pattern. Again, I don't have an eating pattern. I eat either when I'm hungry or when I remember, or it's like, Yeah, I've got to go to work. Better eat something before I go to work so I don't flake out at work. Hey, a week after it changes, you notice that your clocks are wrong. The only clock I've got that doesn't auto change is the alarm clock in my bedroom. And as I generally don't set my alarm and I just get up when I wake up, it's not really a problem. Only I'll say the only time I'll set an alarm is if I've got to be up early. Then 9 times out of 10, what happens is I'll wake up an hour before the alarm was due to go off anyway. So my body does that. The one I find worse is when the clocks go back. Ironically, the one that most people enjoy. Um, I'm not late. I'm on time. It's because our clocks changed last night. That's why we're talking about it. Um, 245 squats. If I did that, there would be a serious mess on the floor. And me. Uh, I'm at the age where if I do one squat, it takes me about 5 minutes to get back up again, going, oh, oh, geez, ow, oh. Oh, you got snow as well. Good dear. We've got bright sunshine and dry. It's a very nice day here, actually. Oh, oh, what's going on with her? Only advantage of having your microwave connected to Wi-Fi. Yeah, the yeah my microwave isn't Wi-Fi, but I just don't set the clock on it, so I know the clock's wrong on it, and the clock on my oven it's a 40-year-old oven now, so you know you don't tend to rely on it. I haven't set the clock on that accurately for about 20 years, so it currently says 10:33. I'm not sure whether that means AM or PM. And it is actually 6:33, so at least the minutes are right on it. Wow. It's just managed to probably gain 4 hours. Um, but yeah, I'll say computer, phone, tablet are all, you know, obviously hooked up to internet and they do it automatically. And the wall clock is radio controlled, so that does it automatically as well. It's literally just, it will be 10:33 somewhere. Yeah, somewhere that's 4 hours ahead of us. So where would that be? Probably somewhere around India, I'd have thought, if not a bit further. Definitely somewhere Asia, I would expect. Somewhere Asiatic. Yeah, no one should be doing 245 squats a day. Clock automatic sets because the GPS, microwave, and stove need to be adjusted twice a year. It's like the clocks in cars that didn't used to auto update when you just left them wrong for 6 months. It was quicker than actually trying to reset them. But yeah, again, now cars are all Wi-Fi connected and 5G enabled and God knows what. So they know where you are at all times. Yeah, taking a squat is a bodily function. Oh yeah, you do have a mighty fine butt, Yella. You could bounce a quarter off of that. Cars that auto update a week different because they change the date. Yeah, 240 squats a day is a lot of fibre going in. And that's basically you're eating eating a bowl of cardboard with milk, pretty much. Oh, sorry, all bran. I joke, actually, all bran is bit better than some of the other high fiber cereals. Does actually have some flavour to it. Do you have an Acura or an Acura, or as everyone else calls it, a Honda? I misread that one as gape nuts, and no. Um, yeah, I had a friend when I was younger who loved grape nuts, and I tried them and definitely wasn't a fan. Did the all brand taste Cessna box one? Yeah, well, it's nice in the Special K or any of the other ones. Is there any particular reason why you don't call Hondas Hondas in America? Why you got the whole Acura, whichever way you want to pronounce it, thing going on? Yeah, so you got Hondas. I thought you did. So why is that just so people can drive a Honda without having to say they drive a Honda? Yeah, a bit like Lexus. I drive a Lexus. Dude, it's a frigging Toyota. Everything in it is badged Toyota. I drive a Jag. Why does everything say Ford on it then? And guess who's back? Back again. Ricky's back. Tell your friends. Missed everything. Yep. You missed Floor Jansen walking past in a bikini. Um, you missed the answer to the question of life. Um, I mean, let's be honest, if Floor Jansen walked past in a bikini, if Floor Jansen was here in a bikini, I would not be doing this live stream. Right, let's just be honest about that. I might have got round to doing a community post or a thing on Facebook. Sorry, no stream this week. Otherwise occupied. Nissan owns Datsun now, but Datsun was their own. Yes, it was because yeah, it was it Datsun Cherry and the Datsun Sunny. They were two of the first Japanese cars to come to the UK, and people were like, Japanese cars, they're rubbish. And the thing is, at the time, we had British Leyland, and the Japanese cars started when he turned them on. Every time. Hondas are considered the basic model. If you want luxury, get Acura, sorry, and Lexus. So what's the luxury version of Cadillac then? Mercedes? Yeah, the nicer the car in America, the poorer they are. Yes, it's because Scion is Toyota, but even more budget. Yeah, that's the Japanese Leyland. Great YouTube is really sick. Brian Barczyk has cancer. Always the good, never the bad people. Yeah. Well, not a YouTuber I'm familiar with, but hopefully he gets the treatment he needs and recovers. Oh, I'll give you Range Rovers suck. They really do. Those have been getting worse and worse over the decades as they try to become more. It's a Chelsea tractor. Now, Land Rover does the job it's designed for better than anything else. Um, it goes anywhere. if it breaks down, you can fix it easily with a wrench and a hammer, basically, and some duct tape. Oh yeah, the new ones, but the old Landies, they're bomb-proof. Those things. Good reasons why the British Army still uses them, and they started using them in World War II. Yeah, they're not comfortable. They don't handle brilliantly. They're not great, yeah, but they do what they're designed to do. 0 cars driven. Ricky's got 3 cars, one regular for long distance, one for parties. So want to bum around in it, you don't mind if he gets a bit of the odd ding or whatever. One that's more comfortable for long distances, and one that looks good. I don't have a car either. Mary drives a Toyota Aygo, and I drive a push bike. Although it's a cool push bike. It has gears and brakes and everything, suspension and everything. Plus it's black and red and called a Diablo. So he's locked up outside. Yeah, I'm not bringing my bloody bike in. People that ride bikes in America have a couple of DUIs. No cargo on it. No panniers or anything. I did put mud guards on it, so I don't get rain and dirty water sprayed up my back every time I go cycling. I use it for work because it's a 10-minute ride if I take it steady. If it's raining, it's a 5-minute ride. And it's a lot quicker than walking. It gets me to the places I need to go to that I can't get on a bus to go to. So one for all, the other is Sharpe for any reason. Yeah. I'd say it's one of us have been in jail, ain't me? I've never been to jail. I've never even been arrested. That's not to say I've not done anything illegal, and I've not come very close to being arrested. I never actually have been arrested. I've always managed to just dodge or go, this is about to go pear-shaped, I'm leaving now. And then the pear-shapedness happens and I hear everyone then moaning about getting arrested. It says pleading the fifth. Yep. Yellow has been. He got caught. Sarah's been detained. I never, yeah. Places I got was when I lost my motorbike license. I didn't even get arrested for that. Because the copper knew me and knew I weren't going to do a run or do anything dumb. So, yeah. Detained in 2 countries. Oh, dear. You didn't go wandering around Dubai in a bikini, did you? Something silly like that. And fighting words. Oh, dear. It's all going off. Are you going to have a YouTube beef? Oh, Canada. So you forgot to say a at the end of a sentence, and you pronounced about rather than about, something like that. Then, so I've got a cute puppy or a beef. Oh dear. That's why you end every statement that could be taken wrong in Minecraft. I'm going to murder your family in Minecraft, or allegedly. You can say whatever you like about people as long as you say either allegedly or in my opinion, then they can't sue you. Because you're allowed to have your own opinions and you're allowed to pass on what you've heard. Ooh, pardon me. Allegedly, I just farted. And Andrew's back. I'm boot to go pull some weeds, eh? Oh dear. I'll say, I know Canadian people, and they can take the joke. And even if they couldn't, they'd be polite about it. It's not like, actually, because I don't tend to deal with very often. I know what the French are like. Are French Canadians like Canadians, or are they like French? Don't have family, any animals, that's my family. And that's perfectly fine by us lot. Um, I have my lady friend Mary, and she has 2 children, but I have not spoken to any of my actual blood family, as it were, in 20 odd years. So yeah, it's as I always people say, you can choose your friends, you can't choose your family. Um, oh, but blood is thicker than water. It also congeals and stinks. It carries even more diseases. So only time I was nearly in trouble was in London. Party at my house. Neighbours complained for noise. 2 cops came on cycles. Drunks, I laughed at them and gave them beers, and they didn't like that. Yeah, that's going to upset them. How does a Canadian spell Canada? Canada. Yes. You can cheer your family, but the police might have an issue with it. Given my family history, the police would probably find in my favour in that case. Pick your friends. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. Well, it depends how good a friend you are. If you're really good friends, you can pick their nose as a joke. Definitely can't pick your family. Well, not until you're an adult and you can marry. Even then, you can't pick what your kids are going to be like. You can try to raise them as well as you can, but sometimes things go pear-shaped anyway. Canadians just took nice toys away, sent her on her merry way. Ah, yes, that would probably be what that was for. Hello, Laser, how you doing? Anyone, anyone feeling nice? I want to pick my nose for me. It's going to have to be one of the girls because I've got a small nose. You can't pick what your parents are going to be like, but you can choose whether you waste any more energy on their BS. Yes. And Mr. Henna, see, fish keeper? If you want to know what your kids are going to be like, just take a look in the mirror. Yeah, I'm nothing like my parents, and definitely nothing like my foster parents. Ah, yes, pretend Robert. Brandon, yes. As I've said before, I'm crap with names. Some days I forget my own. So it's nothing personal if I do forget or get a bit kerfuddled and maybe say the wrong thing. Um, yes, pretend Robert, exactly. Sharpe is never dull. Ha 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 ha. Oh, I've never heard any jokes about my surname. Pseudo Robert. Yeah, so I've heard all the jokes about having the nickname of Sharpe. Blunt, dull, all those kind of things. I'm definitely blunt. So all my guy friends, if you want to know your future, meet the mother. Yeah, and then the weird thing happens where you get to a certain age, like me, and you see a pretty girl out and about, and you're thinking, "Oh, she's pretty. I'd like to meet her mum." You get to the age where the pretty young girls just don't cut it anymore. And 5 more memberships. Thank you very much, Mark. Who's got it? We've got Laser, Dave Farrell, Jamie, Ed, and Stillwater. Brandon Catfish, unlike the false Brandon Catfish. Son came out brown, but he got blue eyes like his mum. Looks like an aberration. Oh, bless him. Yeah, Mark the man. And Bun Bun's here. Hello, Bunny, my darling love. How are you? Mwah. Actually, I better not do that too much. Mark will be getting jealous. Fiance's favourite complaint is that I'm too much like her mother. Oh dear. There's worse things to do. Yeah, I'm not sure how it's done, Brandon. It just happens. Sometimes people are really nice and they just do it rather than doing a super chat. Because that way you all get to be a member and use emojis and be a Zach friend for a month. It would be very much appreciated if you decided to carry on being a member. God, I feel dirty anytime I do the kind of selling anything. Yeah, it's a random selection. I think partly it's based on you got to have a gifts enabled, and it's also partly based on who's actually there or who spends more time watching the videos. I don't know. It's all algorithm stuff that I don't understand because I'm old and crap. Yeah, I got it set at the lowest possible tier, which is 99 cents or 99. Which is weird because I got it set at 99 pence, so therefore it's cheaper in America. It's he's been a member for 5 months. He's a Zach friend, and if you don't know who Zach is, how dare you? There he is. There's a Zach. He is judging you. I are silently judging you, humans. I are Zach. I are a ghost cat. Oh, can't put him on the floor. Nobody puts Zachy on the floor. He was a particularly lovely cat to people he liked, which wasn't most people. And 9 months, cool dear. I was gifted, and then I continued. Could have got pregnant and had a baby by now. Yeah, I'm working on a food baby, if that's any coincidence. But I've been carrying that for 30 odd years now. So, but yes, that was a lovely cat. He was my neighbour's cat, who decided I was his pet human, and yes, we had a wonderful relationship. The floof monster himself, and unfortunately, he passed a couple of years ago, but he is still around. Still likes to jump up on the bed and have his floofy snoozes. Been a member for 7 months and 22 days. I already used the milestone. Oh dear. Never mind. You'll get another one soon. But yeah, all sorts of stories about how awesome Zach was and still is. Yeah, so it's one of the two ghosts that inhabits my house. And I know I'm pale, but I'm not the second. Um, he's a good boy. He's the bestest boy. His friend, then you got to fuss him. If he was pet human, you got to pick him up, give him cuddles, brush his hair, cut the knots out, put the sun cream on his ears so they didn't get burnt, do floofy snoozes and all that kind of stuff. But it was literally just me and Mary to an extent. My neighbours, his owners, they could just about get away with fussing him. That was it. People he didn't know, he wouldn't run away from. He would just sit there. If they decided to walk up to him and try and fuss him, and then he bit and clawed them, that's their problem. So yeah, everyone learned to just stay away from the white cat. Oh yeah, it's a thing. Even the other one, Sparky, who used to be called Tiggy, used to be neighbours that side years ago. Then they moved out and left her behind. She lived in my garden for a couple of years. Then neighbours again that side, Zach's owners, adopted her. But yeah, she was my friend as well. I got to pick her up and give her fusses and cuddles, even when the owners, she didn't like it so much. Zach was lovely. Right up until he started bringing me half-dead rats at 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you trying to do, Happy Cara? Did you get yourself stuck down behind the cryptocorn, did you? Again? You're getting a bit fat to fit down there now, aren't you? Eh? Yeah, you're a big old chonk. But you're as calm and as friendly as can be, aren't you? There's a whole heap of tiny little limia fry right in front of you that you could just go on, and you're just watching them swim about and ignoring them. It is quite funny when you got a 5-inch cichlid and tiny little live-bearer fry just swimming right in front of his face and it doesn't even try and do it. Zach was gifting memberships before it was cool. He was. He was a very, very particular putty cat. Right, so there is Bert. And there's a whole bunch of live-bearer fry just sat there, primed to be eaten, but he's not going anywhere near them. And oh yeah, there's another 150 bristle noses in there, by the way. Yeah, so these teeny little fry will go into them, and there will be another 30 odd fairly shortly by the looks of her. Yeah, he's just chilling. Not at all worried about all the baby live bearers. Oh, here comes the other. Bert and Ernie. The only fish they chase is each other. Oh, there's Spotty. Spotty the bristlenose. Oh, just in case Donna's watching, random albino Cory cats. And more. Just doing Cory things. Oh, and a pepper. Palliatus. And just in case I didn't think I had enough Limia, there's a whole bunch more. And eating what appears to be either a dead one or a dead snail. and just bristlenose Mageddon everywhere else, basically. Oh. And Shelly Dwellies. Because Shelly Dwellies are awesome. Hold the camera level, Sharpe. Lots of Shelly Dwellies. All different ages and sizes. Look. Daylight. It's light. That is called a fish. Yeah, it is a fish. I was thinking the dogs woke me up. Try and put the camera at least semi-level, shall we? No, that's wrong. It went the wrong way. Somewhere around there. Close enough. Close enough for government work. Yeah, I'll say I don't have any dogs to wake me up. No, cat will do if my feet are in the wrong place. He'll nip my toes. The only other thing that might wake me up is Shadow if she goes stomping around upstairs. Or, as has been known, shake me by the shoulder to wake me up. Or shout my name. Well, I did have a good fart the other day and I heard her giggle, so... That's always a good one when you fart and your ghost giggles. It's but yeah, I do miss my floofy boy. We had lots of fun floofy snoozes and happy dances. Generally, whenever I got bacon and egg sandwiches. Of course, you can put a donation link up there for Mike. 3 shells per Shelley, you'll get tons of fries. So I'll better take a few shells out then. Might not look it, but there's in excess of 40 shell dwellers in that 15-gallon. Yeah, I would have sold some on this week, but they didn't want any. And it's no big deal because Shelley's just Shelley. Not like you have to keep the numbers down or they start fighting. But yeah, there's probably 20 or 30 shells in there now, so at least 4 of the shells in there have got frying. They're just teeny tiny little things. And then what I do is I sell however many at a time, but I sell the adults. Let the fry grow out again and then sell the adults and let the fry grow out, and it works well. But yeah, I'll say if any fish family peeps have got GoFundMe's, fundraisers, things like that going, anyone who's a mod, don't worry about asking, just post the links. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes don't fit behind the tank. How you doing, Dan? Good to see ya. Can't you just run the pipes up the sides of the tank rather than in through the back? just a thought there. Yeah, I would say if you've got links to things like that, or someone's just put up a cool video, just stick the links. I'm not going to get snarky about it. Unless it's the Queen of DUI, then I'll probably get upset, but I want a full wall-sized Shelly reef. That would be cool. Because I'd probably do Shelley's on the bottom and then either Julie de Chromis or possibly, what's the other one? Richardi. Upsides just now, worried about the human fry tugging on them. You know those sticky back things you get with little plastic loops on? There were a whole bunch of them holding those lights and the cables up. Let's grab the camera and we'll look at them. Sticky back things with a loop you can put cable tie through. They do make much bigger ones. So you could possibly use some of them to secure the pipes to the side of the tank. And just a bit of WD-40 when you need to remove them, because it will get rid of the sticky stuff. Cat's great, except 3 a.m. comes into the room, sits on the wife's head, purring, slowly dragging her claws across the face. She was out of food. Yeah, Zach never did that, because he used to most of the time feed himself. Yes, we never had rats or mice problems around here. He would always sort them out for me. Buy feeder mollies for 0.4 rupees. It's a sorted lot. Get Salfins, Mickey Mouse, Dalmatians, etc. A few days back, saw an LFS selling the same fish for 15 rupees. I think I'll sort them out and start selling them. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, it's like when you go into an LFS and you see guppies at, say, $2.95, but you know you've seen them online where someone's selling them with some posh name. They look exactly the same because they're exactly the same fish, but they're trying to sell them for £25. And you're thinking, no. Or I think the worst I said was like 75 for a trio. And I'm thinking, no, they're guppies. They're like £2 or £3 at most. Yeah, I'll say it's in the natural environment. The reason I haven't got any more rocks in there, A, it's only a 15-gallon tank, so I wanted to leave plenty of bottom area for shillies to dwelly. But that's all the rocks I had at the time. And the rocks are actually quite large, but the reason they look small is because they're on the bottom of the tank. I didn't put the sand in, then put the rocks in. Live breeders, yes, you want pure bloodlines if you're buying a natural strain like my Limia Perugier. But if you're buying a mutt live bearer, it really doesn't matter. In fact, you're better off mixing the genes up, because as a lot of people are discovering, all these selectively highly line bred live bearers are getting very, very fragile. They say no such thing as a pure guppy. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd be willing to pay double for an actual wild guppy, one that looks like a guppy, not like someone just took a better and put the colours onto a guppy. Just get corals in the UK because the fish prices bother me. Yes. Marine fish are rather expensive. I was in the LFS today and they were a bit short size, so I was sort of like answering a few questions. And now I don't know much about marine, but I was talking to a couple of people about freshwater fish and blah blah, and I just done my deliveries, so you know. And the staff there, if they like know, yeah, talk to him. He breeds them, that kind of thing. And the guy was asking about a grouper. They got a grouper in there at the moment, which I'm guessing someone bought, not realizing that they get big. I was, I'm interested in that. He says, I know you're not working here, but do you know anything about it? I looked at her, I said, now, be honest with me, because what size tank you got? He goes, it's quite a big one. He says, it's an 80 litre. Right, well, that fish probably going to get about 4 foot long. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, it's a grouper, mate. And it's not one of the small species of grouper, it's just a grouper. I'm like, yeah, you don't want that. If you're buying tuxedo mollies, but tuxedo mollies makes sense not to buy them from a mixed tank. I mean, yeah, we in the UK there'll be a wall. I say a wall. There'll be several tanks of guppies, and there'll be like the different flavours all separated out. But you know, he's got one of them, 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 and I have 5 of the random females or whatever. And then you stick them all together and you see what happens. Then you add a bicep to the tank, and then they all go away. So I'm going to do snakes and more money in breeding them. It's going to help pay for cigarettes. Well, they've just gone up again over here. The other one I had to do today was stop a young child from sticking their hands in the moray eel that has a sign on the tank that says, do not put your hands in here, this eel will bite. And they're like, oh, that'd be fine. No, that thing will take your child's finger off clean. And it won't give you a warning, it will just dart out from under its rock and take your finger off. This is not a friendly eel. It's not a tame one. It's hard to tell because it's normally wrapped around and coiled up, but it's at least 3.5 foot long. So it's a chunk. Again, one that somebody else had bought, got too big for their tank and ended up back at the LFS. Probably bought from a different shop and ended up there. So, you know, don't let your kids stick their fingers in the bloody tanks. Just because it's bad anyway, because you don't know what they might catch or the fish might catch. These kids will put their fingers in their mouths, so you know you don't want your kids catching TB. Let's put it that way. But yeah, Darwin Award winner. Yeah. Oh, look at the pretty fish. Hello. Thing is, you know they wouldn't do it in a piranha tank. They would see it as a piranha. Oh no, don't put your hands in there. But oh dear, we have a poem. There was a man called Sharpe, they say, whose flatulence caused quite a dismay. His fish would all scatter from the noise and the spatter, and the paranormal stench would make them sway. Well done. Well done, Yella. TB is fully treatable, yet over 1.6 million people are going to die from it this year. Exactly. So why add one? Got 9 more. Got 8. Ooh. Spatter, yes. Spatter, shart. When you follow through a little. When it's a bit wetter than you're expecting. And you kind of spray the inside of your boxers. He's a poet and he don't know it. A good limerick. Which reminds me, I've got to work on my Ozzy Osbourne impression, singing impression. Gross dudes. Yeah, well, the way it is. My manager is female, and she farted the other week at work, and she was like, "I'm going to have to go and check that." There wasn't no name Sharpie from old England, whose love for ghosts he never could suspend. He'd search high and low for a ghoul or shadow, but his fighting would scare them away in the end. Yes, I do, especially if I'm in a church. I do try not to fart. It has happened on occasion. Having ChatGPT write these for against England and suspend. Um, oh dear. But yeah, I think the only one I actually caught on camera was the exterior tour at Santon Downham, or Santon, where if you get right to the end of the video, literally after I said goodbye, I kept the camera on for a few seconds because I knew there was one coming, and yeah, I did fart right at the end of the video. Yes, I do turn the farter off. Well, I don't turn the farter off, I just clench. But yeah, I mean, we all know there are certain foods that do cause us to have wind. Depends on the person. It'll be different foods for each person. So if I'm seeing Mary the next day, or going to be going wandering around some cathedral or church or something, I try not to eat stuff that I know is going to give me the wind the next day. And if I've got to go to work, I try and avoid eating stuff that's going to give me bad wind. Not, not because I feel sorry for my colleagues if they have to smell it, more customers, because sometimes you got to go, and even if you can seep it out quietly, if it's a stinker and you're working in a shop, it's not good. That's the 2 prompts I gave. Fantastics is going live at the swap meet in 10. Ooh. Anyone who wants to watch a swap meet? I'm going to have to swap something to something in a moment. I have to swap my bladder from full to empty. I'll be back in just a minute. Don't time it and don't listen too closely. Ooh, that's better. That's a bit lighter. Oh. Ooh, that's a water change and a half. It's sailing it up in an hour. Ooh. I will be eating. All the cool people are sticking here. Exactly. 22 people here at the moment, so wowzers. Whew. See, and now I've had a pee, it's taken the pressure off, and now my belly's realised it's empty. So what do we have for tea then tonight? Sausage sandwiches or macaroni cheese sandwiches? One or the other. Something that's quick and easy. I'm on an early tomorrow, so I don't need to really eat before work. Just a couple of bits of toast will do. We'll see. Got over half hour before I figure out what I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat something though. Shame I haven't got any discus because I fancy a fish sandwich. Or angels because they're not going to have crackers. But yeah. Hello, Debs. How are you, my dear? I can't remember. Alarm says 2:30 Central. Oh, hang on. I have to have an adjustment. Things have moved. Of that age where bits drop down between the thighs and get really unpleasant. What you worn out for, Debs? You been having a busy day? Once was a man of name Sharpe who smiled of Lord Bonaparte, of aging decay once long ago slain. Every time his cheeks spread up. Oh dear. Get off chat. Actually, that's quirky. Get off chat GPT. Parts and ball adjustments, high quality TV, folks. Exactly. Reality TV, which is actual reality. You made that from scratch. Oh, thank you very much. Smell. You mean I smell like a Frenchman? God dear, you can't be having that. That's a massive insult. Smell of cheese and surrender. There's worse things to smell of us, I guess. At least assuming my alarm is set properly. French corpse. Yeah. Cheese, surrender, and rot. I'm looking after 4 staffies since I really love them dearly, but oh my. I can imagine. Because, yeah, they're very energetic and they pull like heck. I'm assuming you've also got lots of bruises on your lower legs from tail swipes. What is a phantom red-tailed cat? It's like a pleco. You got it, but all you see is the back end of the tail. And that's the other thing. The LFS, they got no more red tails for sale. They all got too big. Now there's 3 of them swimming around in the sump. Well, in theory, I think the 2 smaller ones are probably about small enough for Twinkle to eat if she feels like it. There's a gun show. The right to bear arms. Yeah. Means you can wear a vest or a wife beater, whichever you want to call it. Most cats would have a red tail if Phantom ever got hold of them. True. So, to anyone who doesn't know, yes, my LFS does have massive sumps for their systems. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, they got, it's a big place. I mean, like, vast for a UK fish shop. It's probably fairly big for an American one, and the sumps extend the entire length of the sections, so the entire length of the freshwater section or marine section. So yes, they've got full-grown red-tailed cat in the tropical sump. In the pond water or the pond sump, they've got a rapidly growing Wells catfish. Last time I saw it was about 2.5 feet. I'm not sure what's in the marine sump at the moment. I've got a feeling there might be something quite chunky in there as well. But yeah, it's generally the place where people who buy fish, the people who buy the common pleco for their 10-gallon tank, and it gets too big, that's the place that takes them all in. There's a glass knife fish only here with the black ghost knives. Glass knife, now that would be cool. You should do that with some glass tetras and some glass cats, I guess. That'd be a fairly cool tank. I'm not a huge fan of seeing all the internal organs of my animals. Pretty transparent. I think it would eat all the glass cats, etc. Well, from what I've seen with a lot of people with ghost knives, black ghost knives or whatever, they can eat the other fish, but they tend not to. And like the electric blue acaras, they could eat virtually everything else in that tank. They just don't. Yes, we do have a Maidenhead. A Maidenhead Aquatics. There's one in Norwich. It's like 3/4 of an hour on the bus. If you're ever in here and Dan Hibbard comes in, he works there. It's been a while since I've been up there. Quite a while. Like during COVID lockdown kind of while. So yeah, 2020 or 2021 maybe was the last time I went, but that's how I've not had to buy many fish lately. So I haven't had to go up there, and Maidenhead are generally more expensive than everywhere else for anything else. We had an interview, Debs. As long as you didn't tell him he knew me, you're okay. Yeah, so that's it. It's normally a bit pricier, but and I think I'm unlucky in that the Maidenhead here is in a garden centre that is a rather posh garden centre as far as garden centres go. I think they're posh, but so their rent is high, so their prices are quite high. Things like tanks and whatever are the same price across all the stores, but the fish prices do go up and down. But yeah, they have different things, and sometimes you just have to go to whichever shop has what you want. Problem being they don't post very often on Faceache or anywhere what stock they've got in at the time. one of the local ones to me express a weekly update a stock list of what they've got. So you can go, oh yeah, I'll go grab some of them. You know, I don't really want to be spending an hour and a half on the bus, so call it 2 hours by the time you're done waiting around at least. And cost of a bus ticket to get up there, and then there's nothing that I want. Yeah, I'll go and have a natter with the guys. That's not a problem. But I mean, if I hadn't have been rough this week, I hadn't had Man Flu V 2.0, I probably would have gone up this week and popped in there and then done some filming around Norwich. But as I was feeling rather rough Monday and Tuesday, and Wednesday I had a recovery day, and then by Thursday it was sort of like, right, I've got to start getting all my jobs done. And then Friday, my job's done, and Saturday, oh crap, they want a lot of fish. I need to get all my jobs done so I can spend all my time Sunday morning catching. Always go there for my fish, very occasionally pets at home. Yeah, so it depends what you've got close. I mean, I'm lucky and I've got a few independents fairly close. My Swallow Aquatics isn't technically an independent, it's a small group, but I think my Swallow is like the hub, as it were. And yeah, I've got fish and shrimp from pets at home. Most of them do okay. Sup, Jamie? Lurking and working. Oh, you have my sympathies, sir. Working on a Sunday evening is not good. Although I suppose technically I'm working. We have one in Cambridge. Someone bought an adult pair of Autumn Angel F1s. They've been cheap. Told them they'll give £30 for the pair. Overheard and got them for 65. Yeah. Look at 2 independents and a Maidenhead within 10 minutes. Yeah, so the Swallow is probably 10 minutes away by car. And the rest are sort of 20 to 30 minutes. But then, I live in the butt end of nowhere. I don't live in a city. And I say I live in the butt end of nowhere. And Daniel really lives in the butt end of nowhere. Good morning, Adele. How are you, my dear? Hope wonderful. Knock of time. Have a good evening or have a good day, Mark. Hope work weren't too bad for you. Hope we got you through it a bit easier. But yeah, I say a lot of fish keeping is what's close to you, and certainly America-wise, I can understand why so many people buy fish online. In the UK, it's only if there's something you really, really want that none of your local stores ever carry that you might order them online. The only thing I've ordered online was shrimp. Adele feels like you can been hit by a truck getting up to get ready for work. Well, at least you only got a few more shifts to go, Adele, and then you can have a good flump. You can just have kitty fusses and snuggles and snoozes all day long. And yes, thank you, Mark, again for all the memberships you've doled out today. Most appreciated by myself and the people who have made members. Yeah, I've heard. I don't do. Yeah, that was Mark, Jamie. No local LFS and the big box stores are 2 hours away. Don't trust the quality of those anyway. Yeah, thankfully my local Pets at Home is pretty good. you see the videos and the pictures of some of the others, and you think, oh god, yeah. Mine, is clean and well looked after, and the fish are generally quite healthy. Oh, thank you very much, Jamie. Glitch is now a member. Passing the love on. We always like to see that. But yeah, it's one of those. As I say, it's not the store. It's not the. I said it's not the chain that's the problem. It's the individual stores. Betters in cups isn't a thing here. We don't get that at all. They might be in tiny little tanks, but they're in tanks, usually as part of a system. So one of the hedgehogs climb a 2-foot wall and escape. He spied around it. Yeah, we've got hedgehogs around here that are semi-tame now. They've been getting fed by people so much that they're just not scared anymore. So you can give them a little stroke. Obviously, don't stroke hedgehogs. They're covered in fleas and ticks. But yeah, you can stroke them. They don't run away. They just sit there and snuffle and carry on about their business. Glitch isn't here, unfortunately, unless she's turned up and not said anything. Avoid ours is a pain to get to, so I can't comment on it. Yeah, it's one of those things where if you're after something common and simple, generally, your standard, what you think of as your standard fish, you got your cribs, bristlenose plecos, cherry shrimp, wood shrimp, moss balls, guppies, endlers, platies, mollies, random basic goldfish, that kind of thing. If that's what you're after, then Pets Home is fine. Oh, but as I got told when I went in there once, we don't stock cichlids. All right. See those angels? Yeah. See those prabensis? Yeah. See those rams? Yeah. They're cichlids. Are they? Yes. Yeah, neons. Yes, normally got a tank, at least one tank of neons, and usually with the sign on it saying under treatment. Ooh, Adele put gravel and plants in her tank yesterday. Ooh, getting there. Looking forward to seeing video of new tank, Adele. Remember, no need to do any editing stuff. Just point phone at and start talking. Just be careful of reflections. Make sure you're dressed. While I wouldn't complain, and most of us wouldn't, some people probably would. Howdy, Tommy. How you doing, Mr. Silver Creek Aquatics himself? The man, the myth, the legend. Looking clear as the result. Always good when a fish tank looks clear. Unless you're trying not to do it clear. Trying to do green water for fan shrimp or black water or something. Clearer. Yeah, exactly. As I said in my rant. Oh, J Rock is here. He's doing stuff again. Sup, how you doing, my friend? So, as I said in my bit of a kind of ranty type video the other day, those perfectly clear and clean and wonderful looking aquascape tanks that you see the pictures of, they only look like that for the pictures or the video. They don't look like that all the time. They take a lot of work to get them to look like that. There's a lot of cleaning involved. And I think a lot of people don't realise that, and then put together that kind of tank and then wonder why they've got algae or the plants are growing weirdly or something's going adrift. Yeah, that's because the people who are posting the pictures and the videos of these tanks have probably spent hours painstakingly cleaning every bit of the tank, all the glass pipes, and had their scaping tools out, making sure the substrate is perfectly level. Yeah, real tanks don't look like that. Got the tanks have got to clean, so I turned on the fish tubes, and here I am. Yes, can't escape. Sharpie, go and get ya. Ooh, gold mountain minnows, ready to spawn. Heard it's safe to leave the young with the adults. As long as you got plenty of cover and like some moss or guppy grass in there, pretty much. That was one of the ones I was thinking of doing this year as an outside tub, which is need hidey spots. Yeah, like any kind of live bearer as well. A few hidey holes is always a good idea. Big old clump of moss, not just for something to hide in, but something they can also feed off of. But yeah, they're generally not too bad at eating all their babies. So it's one I was thinking of doing, setting up the outside tub again this year and maybe sticking some white clouds in it. But then thinking about it, it's like, would I actually be able to sell a whole bunch of white clouds? Or would I end up with having to put them in the pond at the end of the summer or autumn because no one wants to buy a whole bunch of white cloud? So still up in the air on that one. Maybe some rainbow shiners, but we'll see. Moss, underwater tang, loads of guppy grass, anything big and frilly. Yeah. Algae jungle, that'll work as well. Yeah, so they're generally not too bad as long as there's somewhere for the babies to hide. So it's like any tank, the more hidey holes, the happier the fish are. Pretty much. There are exceptions to the rule, like goldfish, but generally any kind of tropical fish, the more places you give them to hide, the happier they are, and the more they come out. Well, except for fancy plecos. As we were saying yesterday, on Andrew's stream, Aquarium Daily, Saturday, 7 till whenever, UK Standard or Greenwich Mean Time. Yes, any kind of floater as well. Any kind of floating vegetation with nice hangy roots. Yes, fry love that as well. There'll be lots of infusoria that lives on that, and that's what they feed on. Or alflux, whichever way you want to put it. And yes, I'm going to keep calling it underwater tang until people stop trying to butcher the German. Is it German? I think it is. It reads as German anyway. Süßwassertang. Yeah. Underwater tang, which is what it means. La 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 kabamba. La 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 kabamba. Go for your fry. Time to move some plants, lol. I think it's German. Yeah. It reads and pronounces that way, and it's a very kind of Germanic thing of actually making the word up of what the word actually is. So like a U-boat is an underwater boat, underwater seaweed. Well, they shouldn't call it tang then, should they? They should call it seaweed. I wonder how well it'd do in salt water. Probably not very. And I saw her face, do. Now I'm a believer. And some of these are going to get stuck in your heads. And Scotty's here as well, Mr. Alien World Airsoft or Alien World Aquatics, depending on which channel he's used to. Hello to Paige. Have a good giggle for me. I miss hearing that giggle. Yes, Fish Fan misses you, Paige, and you, Scott. But I mean, no offense, buddy, but Paige is prettier than you are. You know I love you, really. No show next week, which I'll be the toughie to beat in the quiz. Yeah, I've got one of those. I've got a quiz brain. It's just the way my brain works. I used to do pub quizzes on my own against teams and win. So, yeah. This is one of them things. Random facts stick in there, but things that most people would remember without thinking about just disappear. Oh, yay, Mary Page doing well. That's good to know. We all miss Mary Page as well. So I don't have her on any of my doobies, I don't think. So if you speak to her again, give her a great big hug from me. Mary Page is lovely. Oh, thank you very much, Adele. And also have a hug for yourself, because I know you need it sometimes. You might not admit it, but we all need a hug from time to time. Much in the same way as I need to fart from time to time. It's a human thing. Oh, there you go, Andrew. Have a hug. Oh, just no mankini hugs, okay? See, I don't care. I'll hug anyone. Anyone who's actually, I don't think anyone here has encountered me in the wild, but if you do, you get a hug, whether you like it or not. That's how I meant officially. Oh, bless. I'll tell you what, Andrew. If I send Donna a hug too, there you go. You can pass that one on, and then you'll get a hug back. That'll work. So she hugs you back and goes, "Yeah, that's for Sharpe." That's when you, yeah. Just don't hear that bit. Turn on the selective hearing at that point. I'll probably get jumped on and hugged when I go into work tomorrow. Thank God you're back. Someone else will sweep the bloody floor. Yeah, that'd be an interesting one to see what didn't get done that I normally do. Without being asked, because I just see these things need doing, so I do them because I'd rather not stand around bored. Alarm! Alarm! Can is empty. Can is empty and I'll finish my cigarette. No! Actually, going to have to talk and try and be interesting for once. That's, again, I'll ask. If there are any questions anyone would like to ask, please don't hesitate. It's not beer, Ricky. It's a energy drink. I have been sober for 21 years now. 3 done, 3 more to go. Oh, you're halfway there, Tom. Hopefully the last 3 are the easy 3, the smaller ones. Just a quick blast over with the mower and job done. Yeah, I'm recovered alcoholic, Ricky. That's why I don't drink. Yeah, long story, but yeah, that's why I don't drink anymore. Yeah, so any questions? And also, if anyone has anything they would like me to make a video on, let me know. How went the selling of the fish? The selling of the fish went well. Thankfully, they took enough cash yesterday to pay me. Yes, I went into the... I do it wrong every time, don't I? I went into the fish shop with fish and shrimp and snails, and I came out with money. Yeah, went in with 7 bags and came out with nearly 300 quid. So, not complaining. That's what the money found out in front of the face thumbnail was. I have a very fat wallet right now because they only had tenors. They didn't have any 20s. It's supposed to be the other way around. Yeah, apparently so, but you know, I go in there, I have a chat and a natter, and I hand over a bunch of fish and an invoice, and they give me money. With a bit of luck, next week we'll go into another shop with some limias and come out with probably some shrimp, because they don't give money. But you know, I can then sell the shrimp probably for more than I'll be paying for them. So, result. Plus, it's always good to add some new genetics to your shrimp colony every once in a while. Stop them all turning into wild types. We've got quite a lot of wilds in there at the moment. Yeah, go in with money, come out with fish. Well, I've got nowhere to put fish at the moment. Limias have stripes. Depends on the limias. These are the Perugiers. So some do have slight stripiness. They're mostly kind of glittery silver. The boys get a black dorsal and a yellow and black tail fin. We grab the Cami Rara, we'll have a look. Yeah, they're not looking at their best in there. So we've got 60 odd in there. They are having babies in there. So much of grow out. Yeah, I think Kenny's got a different flavour. There's several different flavours of limias. There's a boy. And a dwarf neon rainbow. And all the females and the fry and yeah. So I mean, they don't tend to show off too well. I mean, you can see the spangles on them when they catch the light right. Black neon. But yeah, we do have rather a lot of limia. More limia than we know what to do with. Don't even go in with money. Goes from my account. I'm no fishes show up on my tank without my knowledge. Oh, you were talking about that yesterday. You're going to have to take that card back, aren't you? And yes, that's another spawn of bristly noses in there, so another 150. So we're now at roughly 970 bristle noses. But yeah, flavours. There's all sorts of different types. There's the Perugier, the hump head, the striped, all sorts. But yeah, I've got the Perugier because they looked cool and they were available. Kenny's ABC, Kenny's butt. Ooh, needs to be shared. So I've not really got anywhere to put new fish at the moment anyway. I've got an empty tank I can quarantine in now. But the only real thing I might be looking for is something in a small tetra or rare live bearer to go into the 64 litre along with the lemon blue eyes and the pelvic chromis. Unless I can find a female pelvic chromis. Sorry, a female lemon blue eye, and then I'll get one of them and move on one of the males. The one that's the least lemony. Lot more tasteful than I expected. Kenny's butt. But yeah, it's so there's not really a huge amount of fish or anything that I want at the moment. I have done for a while, but you know, it's a good problem to have, I guess. It means my fish aren't dying. I spent 26,000 rupees on a 6-inch phantom red-tail cat. I don't know what that fish even is. I'm guessing it's probably something like an albino red-tail. Yeah, it's going to be a red-tail catfish, but what makes it a phantom, I don't know. Is it black? Is it like albino glass, something like that? Hang on, let me Google it. I have a confuser here. Let me Google phantom red-tail catfish. Oh, Adele's sending me nudes again. Joke. I haven't even looked yet. So, phantom red tail catfish. Yeah, it's an albino red tail. That's what's coming up on my welly phone anyway. So a leucistic red tail. See you later, Andrew. Have fun. Do I dare look at what Adele's been sending me? Oh, a picture of a fishy tank. Do you mind if I share, Adele? Come on. Go on, phone. Do that. Okay, it won't let me switch it. It won't do the flippy flip, but will it focus? Will it focus? There we go. There's Adele's new tank. I'm sure that will soon be a fountain of life. All sorts of cool stuff's happening. There's a 9K. Oops. And Adele's after some wood. Some drifter wood as well. Look at that. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. Norm with 120. Yes. You might be needing to have some words there, Ricky. Just saying. Someone's getting a bit too comfortable spending the boss's money. Marriott, my love, my darling, my sweet, how are you? I'm okay. Big huggle and smooch. Every day is better when there's a Marriott in the day. Hope all is well with you, my dear. Fist bump for Chris, as always. And for over 9 years now, he knows all the secrets. Yeah, he knows all the secrets. He also knows how to spend all your money. Just maybe a quiet word, like if you're going to spend that much on a fish, just run it by me first. You know, doing pretty great giggling away. Oh, good. We like happy Marrot. Happy and giggly Marrot we do like. It's a lot better than sad and unhappy Marrot. Especially as giggling tends to cause jiggling, and we all like that. Well, some of us do anyway. Can't beat a giggly jiggle. And yes, you naughty girl, naughty little flirt. Inquiring minds would like to know, with copious amounts of filter swirl plants and gravel added, when can I add fish? Once the temperature has stabilised. Yeah, that's generally what I do. I generally set a tank up, leave it running for 24 hours just to make sure the temps are all about right, and then clean out a couple of pleco filters and then add the fish. But yeah, just bring up the stocking levels slowly. Nothing he bought AAA grade Kalimantan chili red arowana 320,000 a few years ago. I screamed it in them. I can imagine. Exactly. Marriott is single, so she can do whatever she wants. She can flirt with whoever she likes. And you flirt away. You know I don't mind. Because you're as big a flirt as I am, so it works quite well. Adele can do the flirty flirts as well. And again, I'm sure nobody would mind having flirty flirts from Adele either. You know, not that I'm a pervert or anything, but you know, he's a master at cuddles. Ooh, ooh. I know to work on my game then, am I? Anyway, I just spotted the time and I'm running over. So it was fantastic live from the auction and Salient on next, or now, possibly. So if you want to go check either of those chaps out, go for it. I'm going to get something to eat because my belly is rumbling. I'm pretty sure you can probably hear it now. Oh, you'd definitely be getting cuddles from me, Marek. You're getting all the cuddles. And before I need guy lines and pegs, I'm going to say thank you very much for everyone who turned up. Mark, even though he's not here anymore, thank you very much for the gifty membershipies. Have a wonderful week, everyone. Stay safe. Enjoy your hobbies. Have fun. Peace out. Rock on. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah. Ooh.